If you rode along with me on the last episode, you might remember how that one went. I had a plan going in, a good one, on paper. And the day just, well, had other ideas. Let me give you a little backstory on this. Before this trip and, well, many others, I sat down and wrote myself scripts for these little towns. Real ones, like segment by segment, B-roll suggestions, lines and all. I'd usually then print them and bring them along. And as a roadmap, they looked great. This was the one for Nashville, Indiana. Check into the Cornerstone Inn, wander the Brown County Art Gallery, stand at the Little Smokies Overlook, and say something profound. Dinner at the Hobnob, a show at the Playhouse, a nice little wave goodbye. Now, don't get me wrong, part of me wanted that. A warm theater on a snowy night? That's a beautiful scene. But when I was there and I actually tried to read some of those lines out loud, it just wasn't me. And every time I tried to use them, I could feel it. So here's what actually happened. This is my last morning in Nashville, a town I'd kinda started to really settle into, even though I felt like I was the only one there. No script this time. Just me, the snow, and a slow walk before the road.
Good morning. Out for a quick stroll here. I'm gonna head down to cash machine to get a little bit of money for a tip for the girl that takes care of the room. There's this little envelope there. It's the first one I've ever seen that had a handwritten, a Cash App and a Venmo address. I'd rather just give cash. Just behind the hotel, I took my bag up to put in the car, one of my bags, before walking down there, and I heard this bird chirping. I stopped for a couple of seconds to take a quick video of it. There's a lot of cardinals around here. And I realized this whole area behind me is a museum, I guess. I love those kind of places. Gives you a little glimpse into what life was like. There's another bird up there somewhere. I don't know what he is. It looks like it takes up a good, at least half this block here. Anyway, what am I saying? Nothing really. Just want to say good morning. And big shout out to this place. I can't imagine how cool it must be with a bunch of people out there having fires in the evening around the fire pits, sitting around chatting in that open courtyard that my room looked out onto. Again, another place to throw in the bucket list for fall. I'm always looking for new places to go. Beautiful sky out today. Check this place out here, the Weed Patch Music Company. I love this Instagrammable floral wall behind me. Could this be a thumbnail? Let's see. Hold on. Pose for it, just in case. What a dork. Place across the street with the shops underneath. There's artist residence, I guess, upstairs. I'm gonna check out this little wall here. Actually, I think I'm going to walk down this alley. You can probably tell by the way I'm walking around this morning that I'm realizing that I didn't spend enough time here. There's some places, Salt Creek Winery wine tasting. Look at this cute little place. It's almost like the town shut down just for me. Oh, it smells of wood-burning stove. That's where my pizza was made, probably. So my hotel is right across the street here. I'm about to pack up and hit the road. I do a quick pan of the gem mine area. Imagine this place bustling in the fall with fire pits out there in the evening. Across the street you have these little shops. Men's Toy Shop. Unique gifts, fine cigars. Caramel corn. This is a little, I don't know what this is. Oh, a little antique store. Very cute town. This is exactly what I was looking for. My daughter used to love these gem mines. Denise used to take her to up in North Carolina.
Well, the town I was heading to next was Yellow Springs, Ohio. There's, of course, a fast way. There's always a fast way. I took the river instead, down along the Ohio, through Madison, Indiana, into the back roads, where there's nothing to do but slow down and look. The short route gets you there. The long one gives you something to bring back. And I had a second script of riding shotgun. This is Yellow Springs, Ohio. Same idea. Roll into town with a coffee for the perfect welcome shot. Browse Dark Star Books. Find the Golden Spring out at Glen Helen. A farm-to-table dinner with a glass of wine. Well, in my case, alcohol-free wine. Open mic night at the Emporium. One more tiny goodbye the next morning at sunrise. And again, it reads beautifully. I mean, I'd watch that video. So again, I let the script go. I drove into Yellow Springs with no plan, no lines, and no idea what the day was going to hand me. Turns out, it had something in mind. So I just checked into my hotel here that I'm staying at in Yellow Springs, Ohio. What's with the corgi? You can take him, he's $30 though. Isn't that funny? Pretty cool branding. Hey Mike, what are you doing?
I dropped my bags and did the one thing the script actually got right. I went looking for the woods.
I don't want to be that guy.
You know, I did a whole video a while ago when I went to the ice caves about what to wear in your feet. Well, about what to wear, but one of the things is I suggested wearing these things called yak tracks. You put them on your shoes to keep you from slipping and sliding. Not sure why I didn't bring them.
Glen Helen, John Bryan, Clifton Gorge. All of it stitched together along the Miami River. And all of it under a fresh blanket of snow. My script had this penciled in as one tidy little segment. Nature and reflection. 45 minutes. Then back to town for dinner. It didn't stay in its box. I was out there for hours.
Highly ill prepared for this hike. I didn't bring a snack, I didn't bring water, and I didn't pack the map or take a picture of the map. I took a video. I think this is going to get up to the North Trail, which eventually takes me back to the parking lot where my car is. Oh, there's another human down there. Maybe I'll ask him. And I don't have my yak tracks, which are those things that I talked about, slipping over your boots, keep you from slipping and sliding. Would have been smart. Oh, we're not learning anything here. I didn't see any deer. I know there are deer here. So this is the Clifton Gorge State Nature Preserve. Entering John Bryan State Park.
This is the part I can never script because I don't know what I'm after until I'm standing in front of it. Snow on black stone, water still moving under a skin of ice. No lines to remember, no marks to hit. Just looking. And it hit me. This is the art tour that I actually came for.
You know, walking on a hike like this in the snow wasn't really on my bingo card for this trip. Though I brought these boots, I was thinking, well, I might be in the snow at some point. But that's what I mean. I guess the word of the year, like I talked about before, the word shift. A couple of days ago, I was journaling in the morning, talking about just letting the day unfold. I was kind of stressing out a little bit because, again, I had these little itineraries and scripts that I had. Wow, I'm like looking over the cliff at where I was. The water way down there. Anyway, I put these little scripts together. You know, kind of a starter roadmap for the episode. And I looked at it, drinking my coffee. I'm like, well, this isn't me. It's kind of cool that AI was able to create this, but these are not my words. This isn't my tone. This isn't my pace. And again, I kind of shelved that. Maybe I experimented a little bit with some of it, but I was journaling and I said, looking forward to just letting the day unfold. And letting things unfold is really another way of saying shift. We're shifting. By the way, I'm getting 1,000 texts now. Anyway, unfolding, shifting, mindset shifting. It really makes for a much more enjoyable experience. I'm grateful for today. My eyesight, my health, my family, and this gift I've decided to give myself this year. Check out this dappling light here. Look at this. I don't know if that's showing up. Little pockets of amber in the blue snow. Sun's over there. I don't even know if I shared it, but I flew my drone What state? Was it Kentucky? Indiana? I don't know. I think it was Indiana state I was just in. And the way the light was coming in, couldn't tell from the ground, but once I got it up there, these massive shadows of all these branches and leafless trees was projected. It's this light texture over the snow, and as I flew the drone, it just kind of animated the whole scene. Anyway, let me just turn this off and enjoy the walk. Hope you enjoyed that. I know I did. Look at the snow. I'm loving it. Could you tell how happy I am? He's driving in the snow.
That walk was the whole afternoon. No plan, no traction cleats, no map, just me in the snow along the Miami River. Exactly the kind of day that my scripts could have never written. By the time I drove back through town, the sky had started doing something. Clouds building, getting heavier by the minute. I set a couple of time-lapse cameras shooting through the window just to watch the clouds move. I also put up the drone for a few minutes to get a bird's eye view of the town and to get a better handle on what was happening with the sky. I kind of had a feeling that we might be in for some nice light. And wow, I was not prepared for what I was about to see. I almost called it a day. Almost. Dinner can wait.
So I just check this out first. Let me turn the camera around. Jesus, almost chad. So you can't see it, but there's amazing color. I'm gonna get on the other side of these trees, try to get a shot of the sky. I'm gonna rely on the old iPhone to get a shot of this. Loving this color. So I was on my way back to the car and I looked over my shoulder and I was like, it's not over yet. I'm like, look at this freaking color. See the geese in the background? I'm so up north. Look at that. Oh my God.
Here's the thing about that sunset. I'd already packed up. I was actually walking back to the car. I was done, calling it a good day. And then I glanced over my shoulder and it just wasn't over. Best light of the whole trip. And the only thing in my hand was my iPhone. Fingers frozen, geese going off behind me somewhere. I just stood there in it. None of it was in the script. Not the hike, not the snow, and not this. The day I had planned, the inn, the gallery, the perfect goodbye at sunset. I didn't shoot a single frame of it. And I wouldn't trade what I got.
So, yeah, I was on my way back to the car. I kind of casually glanced over and I was like, the color's still happening. It's still happening. I got some cool, it's freezing by the way. Got some cool iPhone shots. You know, I was a little disappointed that I couldn't fly the drone. It would have been an amazing.
I gave myself this year to figure out my next chapter. Maybe the whole answer is just this. Stop scripting. Let it shift. Pay enough attention to catch the light when it shows up. Because it shows up when it wants to, and sometimes not when you're ready. At 62, I've got less runway ahead of me now. So I'm going to use every mile of it. And one more thing. These little towns up north, they refuse to take the Christmas lights down. It's still Christmas, apparently. I kind of love that. What an awesome day. I'll see you next week. And thanks for watching.